Good afternoon. My name is No Trevino, and today I'm going to be discussing why social media does more harm than help. Well, let me start off by asking you this. Have you ever felt like you were wasting your time instead of doing something important and productive? Have you ever gone home and had to do a task or complete something, and instead of doing that task, you procrastinate and you decide, you know what? Let me get on my phone real quick. Let me scroll through social media. Let me see what's up with my friends. If you say yes to this, I would say you're in the right place. As someone who uses social media every day, whether it's to communicate or to pass time or just talk to my friends, I would say that social media actually prevents me from being productive. Now, you might ask, why is that? Why does social media keep me from being productive? Why are you addicted? Well, that's a good question, and I will discuss it in this speech later today. So, because of these reasons, I believe that social media actually causes more harm to people than good, mainly because it creates an unrealistic standard of people and it really just keeps people addicted and on their phones. So, social media actually can cause a thing called body image dysmorphia. Now, you may be asking, what is body image dysmorphia? Why does social media cause this? Well, according to ballardbrief.edu, body image is characterized as issues to a broad range of negative feelings or experiences surrounding someone's interactions with their own body and the way they see themselves physically. So as you can see in this picture here, this man is looking at himself in the mirror and he seems to be more overweight than what he really is. Now, social media actually is one of the main causes of body image in today's society. There's hundreds of millions of users of social media, and every single day, content creators, whether it's athletes, whether it's bodybuilders, whether it's just content in general, people are able to alter the way that their videos and their pictures look, whether it's through Photoshop or any other sort of editing service service. People are most likely going to alter their physical appearance. They also have filters and other methods and outlets to change their appearance. So people, content creators in specific, will do this in order to gain followers, to get a praise and just feel good about themselves. However, obviously in reality they do not look like this 24/7. For example, a bodybuilder may post more, may flex more within their social media posts and be flexing, constantly flexing, in order to appear like that's what they look like naturally, that's what they look like unflexed. So then these people will believe, wow, that's what I look like, and they see that they have all these followers and they see that they have all this fame, all these like comments of appraisal, and they start to think, wow, like, do I have to be like this in order to be liked? And that's where the confirmation bias comes in. Now, you may be asking, what is confirmation bias? Well, confirmation bias is a way of thinking that confirmation bias is a way of thinking where your subconscious mind tries to validate a belief you have through little events that occur and happen. So, for example, someone is scrolling through their phone and they see a bodybuilder, and they go to the comments and they see all the appraisal and all the fame and all the likes that they have, and they begin to believe, wow, in order for me to be like this, in order for me to have all of this that they have, I must look like this. But they don't see the progress that is put in. They don't see the Photoshop that's put in, whether it's someone who's actually put in the work or someone who's been photoshopping their photos. They don't know anything about it. They just know that in order to be what they want to be, they have to look like that. And since they don't look like that, they don't look like the finished product right away, they begin to develop negative thoughts that can lead to body dysmorphia, eating disorders, depression, and even social anxiety. Now, social anxieties can actually harm people in social settings because of social media. So social media causes the most amount of social anxieties in today's generation. People will start to become socially awkward because they believe that in order to fit a standard, to have friends, in order to be a cool person, they must live up to these expectations, which is another form of confirmation bias. And as a result, they get on social media to kind of get away from the awkward situations, and they begin to scroll. Now, social media is actually designed to keep a person scrolling. It's a way to take time away from doing the things they need to and stay on the app in order for the app to make money. They do this through short amounts of dopamine boosts with, short 5 to 5 second, 30 second, 1 minute, 5 minute long videos. Now, I want to introduce a concept known as a Skinner box cage. It was created by a renowned psychologist known as Burrus Frederick Skinner. Now, this Skinner box contains four main components. It is a box, and inside the box is a mouse. A mouse is able to push a lever. Now, this lever is connected to a chute, and inside the chute there is food. So the mouse pushes the lever, and it begins to get food. However, the catch about this is that the chute only releases food sometimes whenever the lever is pushed. So the mouse subconsciously begins to think and begins to understand that in order to get the food, they must constantly push the lever. Now, social media actually does this the exact same way with us. However, they do it in the structure and form of videos. Hundreds and thousands of videos are uploaded every single second. So there's got to be some videos that get someone's attention. And these videos, they give people dopamine. They're interesting, they're funny, they get laughs, they get likes, they get everything. So people begin to want to continue watching. And because people start liking these videos, and they start liking the interesting videos, the social media develops an algorithm for these people. It's content that they like and that appeals to them. So this content then starts appearing on their newsfeed, on their Instagram, on their social media feed, and they start being addicted because they continue scrolling and they keep finding the dopamine, similar to the Skinner box. Now, according to W.J. Brady, which is a web scientist, algorithms exploit existing social learning biases to sustain users' attention and maximize engagement. Now, social media wants to maximize engagement in order to make money off of people. They make money because the more people are on social media, the more products are advertised, the more things are just shown, the more content creators are shown, the more content creators on the app, the more money the content creators are making, the more the social media platform is making from the content creators as a whole. Now, advertising is actually one of the only good things to come out of social media, because many businesses use social media as a way to advertise for free. According to OregonSBDC.org, all social media channels offer free access to vast audience of potential customers and delivers high value content to engage your audiences. So examples would be Facebook, Instagram. They all have advertisements that you can advertise anywhere. Whether you're a local restaurant, whether you're a law firm, as long as you have a social media account, you are able to advertise, you are able to engage with posts, you are able to engage with people, you're able to communicate with people, and that creates a sense of advertisement and allows your business to grow. One example that I personally have seen is a local law firm under the name Lescano Law Firm. Now, this man, Michael Lescano, is a lawyer here in Laredo, Texas, and he likes to promote his business through the use of social media, through Instagram. I always see his posts whenever I'm scrolling. He's a local law firm, and whenever I see his posts, I see that not only does he promote his law firm, but he likes to promote his family and his hobbies to appeal to his audience, to show not only am I a lawyer, but I'm also like you. He kind of meets the level of people on social media, which kind of it kind of takes away the feeling that people are thinking, wow, he's up here, he's actually on my level. He does regular everyday things, he has a family, he likes to go golfing, he likes to go swimming and stuff like that. So that's really good, and that really helps build a relationship not only with the community but with other businesses, other advertisements, and allows people to kind of come in together and form a sense of community. Now, in order to actually communicate with these people, you have to have social media. This is one thing that I kind of do not like, is that in order to kind of communicate with people and stay updated, you must have to have social media. So for example, it's kind of impossible to find someone who doesn't have social media nowadays. So people, according to Penn State University, one of the ways this has manifested through social movements, both positive, like campaigns to engage voters. So people actually are able to promote their political agenda, and not only that, but social media kind of is the only way for people to communicate nowadays, because everyone has social media. There's always people typing on it, there's always people texting, messaging, sending videos, screen recording, all of that stuff. And although you can have a messenger where it's strictly just for messages and stuff, people obviously prefer to have social media, since you are able to send videos quicker. And that's all about today's world. Today's world is all about how fast, how efficient you can be. Now, in a world of efficiency and time management, social media, even though it tries to help people, it actually takes it away from us, because we are thought to believe, wow, social media is able to do all this stuff. We're able to communicate globally in this, like, in the blink of an eye. However, it keeps us addicted because that's what the platforms are made for. Now, social media can actually also exclude people from groups, because a lot of social media, a lot of group chats and a lot of friends use social media. So if you don't have social media, you're kind of excluding yourself from opportunities of communication and building relationships and bonding with other people, mainly because not that many people do not have social media. And although they may be able to, like, kind of not change for you, but I can't find the right word, but kind of like adjust to you, it won't be the same as if they were on social media, since they're more active on social media. Now, I think that because of all of these reasons, it's very important to stay aware of the effects that social media has and how appropriate it is, how it must be limited. Because if we stay on social media every day and we continue using our phones, we can end up just wasting our time, when we need to find a perfect balance of communication, time, and fun. So, in conclusion, as a result, social media causes more harm than good, because it creates negative health issues and keeps people on their phones instead of enjoying time with other people. People need to use their phones less and push for human interaction in order to create a sense of community, because that's what people are lacking nowadays. Now everyone's just on their phones. They're not really interacting, and we need people to be more interactive. That's what we need, because all these social anxieties are causing people to be, resentful, angry, depressive. But if we bring back the community, people will realize, wow, social media is like causing all these unrealistic standards, especially for the younger generation, the teens, the kids, the adults. They're all seeing in this, and they're all developing, some sort of resentment, like, wow, I wish I could be like that. I need to be like that. Sort of envious mindsets, and that's negative and that's bad. So in order for social media to kind of appeal to the good, I think that everyone should have a screen time limit for social media to prevent it from taking too much of their day and prevent it from causing too much bad issues. Now, obviously, there is a fact checker. There's a on some social media platforms such as Instagram, but it doesn't fact check every single post, and doing that would be almost impossible, because there's over millions of posts posted every single second, millions of videos posted every second. So it's just best to kind of stay educated and learn what's right, what's wrong, what's photoshopped, what's not, how people really are, how people really like, what they actually look like, who people really are. Because you can create an online mysterious persona, but in the end of the day, if you're not like that in real life, then you're just a character online. So I suggest going outside to a park and just studying why it's important to learn to limit social media and step out of your comfort zone to help bring back the community that people once had. Thank you so much for listening. My name is No Trevino. These are my sources. Have a nice day.